I'm Mark Adams, and welcome to episode 19 of Marksmess Podcast. We're with my daughters, Charlotte and Catherine. And we look at the world of geekery using the alphabet as our guide. This month it is the letter Q. And later on we'll be looking at two things to do with the letter Q. If you would like to contact us, you can by email at
mymarksmess@gmail.com
or on Twitter on
@Marksmess Podcast
on our webpage, marksmesspodcast.blogspot.com, or on Facebook,
Marksmess Podcast.
So do get in touch, and thank you to those people that do, and those people that have shared our podcast as well. Over the past month, well, we haven't done a huge amount.
We've been at school.
Yes, the girls are thick in the school. Charlotte is the year before her 2 exam years start, so she has to sort of prove herself.
And the year before GCSE.
Yes, that's what I'm telling them, because a lot of people won't know what GCSE is. GCSE,
I don't even know what GCSE stands for.
General Certificate of Secondary Education.
There you go.
And in Britain, GCSEs start the year...
Fourth year.
Well, they don't know what fourth year is.
When the year
You're
14, 15.
The year you turn
Start
15.
off.
GCSEs in Britain start the academic year they turn 15, and they continue for the next year, and then they can go on to do A-levels or go to tech or get a job.
No, you can't go to university yet.
Can't go to university yet.
Or fly to the moon.
Or fly to the moon. I don't know what. But anyway, at the start of the month, Charlotte very kindly bought us the DVD of
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Volume 2, and we forced everyone to sit down and watch it. What did you think, Catherine?
Me. It was quite boring. I didn't understand half of it. Did you not think Baby Groot was cute? That'll be tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That was worth it just to have that.
He's good.
One of the things that strikes me is a lot of these characters aren't the characters I knew when I was your age, or older than you, when I was collecting comics. Think about Drax. Describe Drax.
Tattoo man.
Tattoo man.
Tattoo.
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 Tattoo. Tattooey.
Tattoo man.
Tattooey. Right. What do you mean tattoo man?
He's got tons of tattoos.
Oh, don't say that too fast. What colour is it?
Like a grey colour.
Right. And what are it?
He used to be more... I think it was more green in the first one.
Right.
But now he's turned to more of a silvery grey.
The Drax that I knew, and I basically only knew him from the 90s series Infinity Gauntlet, is like a Hulk. He very green with purple clothes. He was an Earthman who died and brought back to life as he thought his family were killed, and one of his family...
His family is killed.
He thought his family was killed in the comic books back then. His daughter became a superhero called Moondragon, and who was a psychic and part of the Avengers. Here's a video on YouTube of, this is Silver Surfer cartoon series from the 90s. All these seem to be on YouTube, and this is Drax. So have a wee look and see if there's anything that you recognise of him.
Green Man's Drax.
Yep.
With a cape.
Yes.
The woman from The Incredibles would be ashamed.
So does he look...
He looks like a... He looks like... Oh, what is it? He look... Vision... The Vision and...
Oh, yeah.
The Hulk combined with a little bit of Snake or something.
Notice the colouring, Catherine, green and purple.
And Martian Manhunter.
A bit of Martian Manhunter. Yeah, so that's basically what he looks like. I'll just pause it there. That's from the episode Learning Curve Part 1. And just to show you that these characters have changed a lot, Gamora was a lot more of... I always saw her more of a hippie than an assassin. But then again, I didn't know much of the backgrounds. But just interesting to know what we see in these movies is slightly different, a slightly different vision than what's gone before. But also in the comic books, it's changed so much as well.
Nod.
Nod. Okay, what else did we watch? Jumanji, also known into the international market as Jumanji.
Yeah,
we sat down last night to watch the 1995 version with Robin Williams. basically because we had it and we wanted a movie night. The girls were a bit unsure at the start, but how did it go?
It was okay.
It was okay, just.
Yeah.
Right. It's based on a book from, I think it's 1981. What did you think, Catherine?
It would be better if it was, like, not old.
Yeah, it's a bit odd watching it 22 years after it first came out.
Trainers hadn't been invented.
When what?
The trainers.
Well, no, that was back in 1969, that bit. When the trainers had been invented by 1995, trust me. In the original book, the adults weren't in it. It was just two children played the game, and a lot of the things that happened in the movie, like the earthquake and the lion being trapped in the mother's bedroom and all, happened. And so, what did you think of the graphics? The animals running about?
They kind of look like puppets.
Puppets? Oh, right.
Monkeys, especially the lion.
The lion. The lion might have been a bit more puppetry.
Yeah, I think it looked kind of like animated, the puppets. Or not the puppets, the animals.
The animals were animated because they couldn't train the monkeys to do all that. I mean, to ride a motorbike and shoot a gun. But it was quite good for the time. I noticed it hasn't aged too badly, I don't think.
Basically, if you find a board game, if you open it up, don't drop the dice.
Oh, sound advice.
Dices.
No, die. Die, Catherine, die! Right, has there been anything you two have read? How are the Warrior Cats going?
I'm on the 5th book.
The 5th book.
I don't know what the series is. I don't know if I'm reading the first series or like the 5th series or it's one that's got Into the Wild.
Well, not only are there lots of books, but there's lots of series of books.
Yeah.
Okay, this could last a long time. And last time we talked about T-shirts, and I said there wouldn't possibly be a T-shirt of it.
You are wrong.
I was wrong. Charlotte, what have you been reading?
Spider Girl.
You're still on Spider Girl, a bit of Tom DeFalco goodness. He's the writer of it. So where have you got to?
Benjamin's born. Benjamin something. Yeah, they do call him Benji. And Ben.
Yeah. Who's he named after?
Uncle Ben.
Yeah, of course.
Either Peter's or Uncle Ben or May's Uncle Ben.
They both had an Uncle Ben, not the same one. No. But a really good
May's
series.
Uncle Ben was Peter's good friend called Ben.
Oh yes.
He became another Spider-Man, I can't remember.
Yeah. It was actually a clone of Ben. Oh, sorry, it was a clone of Peter Parker. Okay. And in the mid-90s, lots of 90s goodness, there was a clone saga in Spider-Man. Boy, did people...
It was a Scarlet Spider.
Yeah, he was a Scarlet Spider for a while. Then he took over from Peter Parker when Peter lost his powers, and everybody thought Peter was the clone and not Ben Reilly. Yeah.
I thought he just lost his leg.
No. In the actual 616 universe comic, he lost his powers, then he got his powers back again, just in time for Ben Reilly to disintegrate.
Like May.
May didn't disintegrate. Did May lose her powers?
Yeah, she got electrified, then she lost her powers, then she got electrified again, and they came back even stronger. It's
not really like a Spider-Man comic to have Spider-Man lose his powers, so it happened all the time in the 60s. Okay. Oh no, I've lost my powers.
Okay.
Oh, and in the second movie as well.
This bit, Dark Devil's gone missing.
Dark Devil is...
Daredevil's son.
Is it? Okay. I never got that.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And... Normie is...
What, Normie?
Yeah, Normie.
He's not the Green Goblin, so he's friends with May. And... What's she called? Drago?
Oh, yes. The Vulture.
Raptor.
Well, she was the second Vulture's daughter.
She's called Raptor.
Okay.
She's in prison, and Normie can't visit her, and he's wondering why. And then Spider-Girl, her senses keep going haywire.
Haywire?
Yeah, the spider senses. So it's a good series. It's well worth it. So what number of the digest are you on? You're on about 9 now.
I'm on about 12.
12? There's only like one more after that. I think I've only got 13 of them. What are you going to read after that? Do you know what I finished reading?
Books.
I finished reading Trekker, the big omnibus edition of Trekker. And it was really good. I'm glad it was recommended to me. And it's basically about a future bounty hunter, Mercy Sinclair. And a bounty hunter is somebody who tracks down people who are escaped the law. And there's a bounty on their head. A bounty is not just a chocolate bar, but it's also money. So £500 to get this person back, that type of thing. So it was really good. The biggest problem I have with it, nothing to do with the story, nothing to do with Ron Randall's writing or art. Great stuff. I love the way some of the stories call back to stories that you've already read as a bit of continuity. I read it in a digital form. I read it on Comixology, which was great. It was the cheapest way I could buy it. It was the easiest way to take it with me because I had it on my phone. I could read it while waiting in the dentist, that type of thing.
When were you at the dentist?
Just any time I was waiting for anything.
All right.
I've been waiting, I've been to the dentist. But reading it on that format means I can't flick back and forth very easily. Mm-hmm. So, and also it means I can't say, here you go, Charlotte, read that, you'd enjoy it. I think you would enjoy it.
But then you're just giving her your phone.
Well, I might be able to put Comixology on her phone and let her read through that. You might enjoy it because it's another strong female character, which you seem to like. You're reading the Spider Girl comics on paper. But you read a lot of the Ms. Marvel on digital versions. Which do you prefer?
Paper.
Paper. Why is that?
I don't know.
But there is something about that. I think it's good.
Digital's handier.
Digital's a lot handier. It's a lot.
I usually bring my phone everywhere, so I already have it.
Yeah.
I think paper's better because then
you don't need Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and I don't need to charge it, and then I don't know. It's just satisfying to flick the page.
Yeah. So I'll be reading the next two books of Trekker on paper format.
That Trekker talk thing.
From what did you say? Where do you think it was from?
TrekkerTalk.com.
I do like reading comics and having a podcast there to talk us through it. TrekkerTalk.com was brilliant for that.
Right.
TrekkerTalk.com was brilliant for that. Fantastic Cast is good for going through the Fantastic Four.
Be the Fantastic Five.
There is a comic about the Fantastic Five.
Is it in
it's the 90s.
Is it in Spider-Girl's Day? Is it not the Fantastic Five?
Spider-Girl says it's Fantastic Five. That's right.
And the New Avengers.
And the A next.
Or the New Avengers.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, Purdy. It's good to listen to all these ones. The Irredeemable Shag with the Justice League Bahaha podcast. I am getting that name wrong. At the moment, I am reading X Factor. Not the TV show about the bad singers.
I don't like a TV show.
No, I don't watch that either. It's about the original X-Men who came together. So I'm enjoying reading that again. I'm going to play a couple of promos, and I'm going to come back after the break, and we will talk about 2Qs.
Great pancakes.
No, we can't eat pancakes. You're just after your lunch. Yeah. Okay? No snacking in between meals.
But it's 3:25.
Don't tell them that. They'll be able to find us then.
Wait, what?
Okay, it's 3:26.
That's better. Wink, wink. Right, we will see. We will be back in just a couple of minutes. Bye.
Hey, Gene, we should do a podcast.
Sounds like a great idea, Jeff. But what will we talk about?
How about a superhero that we both love?
Perfect. Someone like Thor or Captain America?
Both great choices, but I think they're being covered by somebody else already.
Wait, I've got it. What about the Protector of the Universe?
Like Voltron?
No. The guy with the jewelry that lets him create whatever he wants.
Green Lantern, nice.
Close. No, this guy has cosmic awareness.
Captain Marvel?
Almost. I mean, Quasar.
Quasar. Who doesn't love a good Quasar?
Tune in to the Quantum Cast, covering all things Quasar.
Yes, that's right. You can find us at quantumbands.blogspot.com.
And on the Two True Freaks Internet Radio Network.
Yeah, that didn't sound scripted at all, did it?
Justice League International, Bwahaha Podcast, a new monthly show chronicling the adventures of the JLI era by Keith Giffen and J.M. DeMatteis. We'll be going issue by issue in release order, tackling the core Justice League title, Justice League Europe, and the quarterly book. Along the way, we'll take time out for special episodes covering various spin-offs, cartoon appearances, the infamous TV pilot, and much more. So join me in an ever-changing roster of guest hosts as we celebrate your favorite JLI members, such as
Martian Manhunter,
Batman,
Dr. Fate,
Black Canary,
Fire,
Ice,
Maxwell Lord,
Oberon,
Captain Marvel,
Rocket Red,
Captain Atom,
Mr. Miracle,
Guy Gardner,
Booster Gold,
Blue Beetle,
Nort,
and many, many more. Justice League International, Bwahaha Podcast, coming March 2016 as part of the Fire and Water Podcast Network. Want to make something of it?
We're back and we're going to look at two different cues from the world of geekery. First off is a comic book one. If you were to pick the greatest superheroes ever, who would you pick?
Does it have to be a human?
Well, it has to be from comic books.
Captain America.
Captain
I was
America?
gonna do warrior cats, but they're not really
No.
superheroes. Oh, they're bad.
Wonder Woman?
I don't like DC.
Well, pick a Marvel one.
Spider-Girl.
This is not an A-class hero like Superman or Hulk or Iron Man. Is not a B-class hero like Hawkeye or some of those ones. This is a C-class hero. This is a hero called, because we're doing Q, Quasar. I'm not too sure Quasar will ever reach the Marvel movies or anything like that. He may get a mention in it.
I think there should be a Spider-Girl movie and a Miss Marvel movie.
Well, maybe there will. Who knows?
Well, there should be a warrior.
There should.
Okay.
I think there should be a warrior cats movie.
Right, can we get on with this, what I'm trying to talk about? This is the comic I'm talking about, the Quasar. I first came across Quasar when he was in the very first joined the Avengers annual that was to do with Atlantis attacks. So I really know him from the start of his own series of Quasar. Quasar is a guy who has got these quantum bands on his wrists, and they can form different glowy light things.
Ooh.
He can form...
Like Green Lantern.
Very much like...
Green Lantern.
That's exactly right. I think he was brought into the Avengers. This is my sort of conspiracy theory for Marvel Comics. In the very late 80s, he was brought into the Avengers because there might have been an Avengers Justice League crossover. And the Green Lantern...
Is this just in people's minds, or is it
This is just in my mind. There eventually was
Like, did they actually do crossovers?
They did eventually.
Like episodes or movies or what?
Comic books. We've got them if you want to read them sometime.
No, okay. But who's, like, comic book would it be? Would it be Marvel or DC?
They'd share it. They shared it at the time.
Yeah, but would it be in the Marvel brand or the DC brand?
Yes, they would share it.
So they would have another, like, would it be in the Marvel collection or DC collection, or would
yes,
it
would.
A new collection?
No, it would be. You could put it in both. Okay.
Would they have to put like both symbols on it, or a new
yes,
symbol?
they put both symbols on it. I'll get them down sometime. Anyway, Quasar, he would have yellow constructs, whereas Green Lantern would have
green.
Green, of course. Now, if you know anything about the Green Lanterns, they have got
A ring.
They use a ring and not a wrist things, yes. But they've got a weakness. What colour is the weakness for the Green Lanterns?
Yellow.
Yellow. I learned that from Legends
I
#2.
think it should be red, because red's the opposite of green.
Ooh.
So like, if it's like if you're driving a car and you're a stop sign, then it's red, and then if you're a go sign, then it's green.
Yes, that's exactly what we mean by the opposite. Do you actually study art at all? Which means, of course, if you want to fight a Green Lantern, all you need is a yellow baseball bat.
Torch.
All you need is
It's true.
All you need is the sun, which basically don't do it in Northern Ireland.
Hit Green Lanterns, which thrive
you
here.
told them where we are.
Anyway, so that's why I think Quasar is brought into it. But he's a character that was not invented in the late 80s. He was actually in the 70s. Wendell, which is his name, I know, Wendell.
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 Wendy!
I bet he got teased at superhero school. He eventually got the original Captain...
Is there such thing as a superhero school?
No, well done. That's good, because there aren't any superheroes. There's just heroes. Anyway, when the original...
Wait, that means Hawkeye's a hero, not a superhero.
Yeah, and Batman and Iron Man.
Yeah, they're just rich people. Apart from Hawkeye, he lives on a farm.
Yeah. Farm.
He does!
Yeah. Anyway.
Farmer. What's his name?
Farmer Joe.
Hawkeye. Farmer Hawkeye.
No, what's his real name?
Farmer Hawkeye.
Is it more like Stan or something?
Clint Barton.
I thought it was Flint.
I know. No.
I used to think it was Flint.
Flint Lockwood!
I can't remember what I was talking about here. The original Captain Marvel, who was a man from... He was a Kree. Remember the blue guys out of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No.
No, you don't remember that. Anyway, he was a Kree, came to Earth, fought as a hero. He died of cancer. A very famous graphic novel in that. And eventually, Wendell got the quantum bands, and he was able to have yellow constructs, and he fought them.
Is that kind of like Wonder Woman's band things?
Well, Wonder Woman can't create anything from her bands.
Except from the explosion.
He started off with his super suit. That's what he dressed like. And that used to be Marvel Boy's outfit as well.
Who's Marvel Boy?
Marvel Boy was a hero in the 50s, I think. Okay, so then he changed from that to, let's see if I can get that one, which is a head-to-toe outfit that just his hair and his face are coming out of it. His chin. So he's going from exposing everything almost.
Not everything.
Well, not everything.
His arms.
And his whole head is
and
exposed.
His armpits.
And his armpits. A lot of waxing there. Look at his armpits. Yeah. To that, and within a very short time, he moved to this, and it even says on Quasar 26 in the cover.
All in his new all and final costume.
So, try reading the words.
In his all new and final costume.
Yeah, and there's a bit not in there, in this one, number 28, where he switches into his costume and suddenly realizes he's in the wrong one. Oh no, you got the wrong costume on. Oh, you're right. Oh, thanks, Mac. I'm going to have to take this thing out of storage and dispose of it. Last week I wore it for a whole day before I realized my mistake. That was in a crossover where the artist got the wrong outfit. He changed it within a couple of days. I read until about the end of Operation Galactic Storm, a crossover in the Avengers, and I didn't read any more. And I don't really know what happened to him after that, but I do know in a big crossover, maybe 10 years ago, he did die. And somebody else became Quasar. And if you watch
passed on like the Blue Beetle.
Yeah, yes.
Wait, is Blue Beetle DC or Marvel?
DC.
Ah.
Okay.
I think that's just really weird.
What?
Like somebody else being them, then another person being them. 'Cause somebody could go like, hey, who'chamacallit, let's go get some pizza. And they'd just be like, oh, you're the wrong person. Sorry.
Happens more often than you think. Legacy characters. When James Rhodes became Iron Man, people thought he was still Tony Stark inside.
I think that's just really weird, but...
Yeah, of course it is.
Who's the Iron Man from Spider-Girl?
Yeah.
He's not Iron Man, but he's Iron
Mainframe.
Yeah,
Mainframe.
that's it. Who's he?
Yeah, I'll let you find that out yourself. If you read the A next...
I know, but is he an actual person or is he just metal?
Find out yourself. Read the comic. It's there. A next.
Charlotte.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, what was I saying?
I don't know.
Right, he's a legacy character. The female Quasar did turn up in one of the cartoons. I think it was one of the Spider-Man cartoons.
Wait, they're making a girl Spider-Man. No, they're making a girl whatchamacallit.
A girl doctor? Is that not a good thing?
No, the guy you're just talking about, the Quasar.
Quasar?
Yeah.
Actually, he appeared in...
Do you not like it?
Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Weird.
Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I don't know.
Sometimes I feel I'm talking to myself, folks. They just talk amongst themselves, and I don't know. Anyway, so that is Quasar. Sometimes the C-list characters are quite interesting.
The
Q,
C's?
Q for quite. Yeah, I talked about that at the start. A-list, B-list, and C-list.
I thought you meant C-list, and I was...
C-list, C-list, Gary. There's no C. Oh, it's
Yeah, I was
Popeye.
really confused. I was just like...
Yeah, you're confused all the time. And if you want to hear any more about Quasar, you can of course listen to the Quantum Cast. Right, that is the first cue. The second cue comes from the James Bond movies. Have you ever watched a James Bond movie?
No.
Yeah, not really the
I've
ones.
even seen what James Bond looks like. No.
James Bond is a series of books by Ian Fleming, and back in the 60s they started to be made into movies, and every few years a new one. There has been, 5 or 6 different people playing James Bond, because basically the guy in the 60s is a bit too old to play him. And recently Roger Moore, but one of the background characters in James Bond in the movies is called Q.
That is a rubbish name.
Well, James Bond's boss is called M, and Q stands for quartermaster. Do you know what a quartermaster is?
Does he look after the house?
No, not
Somebody who looks after a quarter of the house.
No, it is in army terms. It is the person who he's the person who deals with the equipment and makes sure that when you go on an operation, you have got the right equipment. Usually in guns and stuff like that, right? And make sure you have got the right clothing and that type of thing.
So to make sure, like, you don't go out wearing like your pajamas, banana costume.
No, say you're going somewhere like a desert or something, that you're not wearing something that they're camouflage that you would wear in the forest.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And to make sure your guns are in order and that type of thing. So in the world of spies, which is what James Bond is, the quartermaster Q would equip him with all the gadgets. Here is another bit of a video. It is from the movie Golden again from 1995, the same year as Jumanji. And here is Dennis Llewellyn playing Q, and he was not the original Q, but the main one we think about. Right? He's really old in this, and he's still lasts quite a few years.
Is the Q guy like that guy? Like that guy of Danger Mouse?
The one who supplies all the equipment?
No, the mole one.
No, Penfold. Not like Penfold, but like, the girl with the scientist girl?
No, I don't watch Danger Mouse.
I don't watch it either.
You're the one who brought up Danger Mouse as a point of reference for this. Right, let's watch this. Let's see how many different gadgets there are. This was always a fun bit of the movie I really enjoyed. Okay, here we go. Right, here's James Bond coming in to the lab. And all different equipment.
The person who plays Tony Stark, did they not play James Bond once?
No.
Morning, Q.
Oh.
Sorry about the lag. Skiing?
Hunting.
Right. Now pay attention, 007.
The car is always the big bit.
BMW. Agile 5 forward gears, all points radar.
I thought it was black.
Self-destruct system, and naturally, all the usual refinements. Now, this I'm particularly proud of. Behind the headlights, Stinger missiles.
Excellent. Just the thing for unwinding after a rough day at the office.
Need I remind you, 007, that you have a license to kill, not to break the traffic laws.
Wait. He's the person that plays the...
Oh, yeah!
The boyfriend in Mrs. Doubtfire. Yes, that's right.
Is he?
Right, let's get on.
James Bond.
A typical leather belt. Male, size 34, buckle, notch. You finished?
Yes.
Good. A typical leather belt.
Q, I'm
PT.
familiar with that device.
Not one with a 75-foot rappelling cord built into the buckle. Fire, and out shoots a pitot, followed by a high-tensile wire designed to support your weight.
I see.
That's quite good.
And what if I need additional
Watch the guy in the background.
It's tested for 1 007.
In the telephone box.
It's like
Flight
Baymax.
878 to St. Petersburg. X-ray document scanner.
Oh, pen. I like this.
Class 4 grenade. 3 clicks, arms the 4-second fuse. Another 3 disarms it.
How long did you say the fuse was?
Oh, grow up, 007.
They all said the pen was mightier than the sword.
Thanks to me, they were right. Look, let's ask Fred here to demonstrate for us.
Fred's the dummy.
Here we are. Sorry about this, Fred. 1, 2, 3. Don't say it.
The writing's on the wall?
Along with the rest of him. Now, 007, do please try and
I
return.
like this. Oh!
Do please try and return some of this equipment in pristine order. Don't touch that. It's my lunch.
Okay, pretty good stuff. I do like it. I do like all the wee gadgets. They don't concentrate so much on the modern Bond movies. I think that's a bit of a shame, but the modern Bond movies are quite good. So what was your favourite gadget there?
The pen.
The pen that would blow up. Would you use that in school?
You could just like click it and throw it at the teacher. Be like, no school!
Okay, that's a bit worrying. Right, the ejector seats in the car. What about the phone box?
I don't know what that is.
It's somebody's in the phone box and you capture them by going put a big balloon inside.
I like the dummy.
The dummy. The dummy wasn't actually. There was
Yeah, I know.
I like the sandwich.
the sandwich. The sandwich is quite good.
That's like that.
I actually looking at that and thinking that looks really good as a sandwich. I'd want that.
It does.
Yeah. The belt with the grappling. Well, it's a grappling hook. What he does in the movies, he will always use every single gadget for some reason. I mean, there's one of the movies where Q gives him this underwater breathing apparatus that's about the size of a pen. And you think, when is he ever going to use that? He's never used it in any other movie, never needed it in any other movie, and of course that's the movie he needed it in. It's a bit of a MacGuffin that what he gets, he always uses. The belt would be a grappling hook, so if you were climbing down from somewhere, you just release it and you walk down the wall. And that thing. But pretty good. Sometime we should watch a Bond movie.
Kind of like boring.
Yeah, well, one of those ones that are a bit more fun. The ones now are a bit more serious. But I'll show you later on when we're off air some of the other stuff.
Ooh,
yeah. Yeah.
Very technical.
Yeah, technical. Right. I think that is it for us this time. If you would like to contact us with your favourite Q, maybe you've got a favourite Q gadget.
Or your favourite sandwich.
Or your favourite sandwich.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, any favourite sandwiches? Give us an idea of what we can have.
Say the bread and the filling.
The bread and the filling.
And if there's any sauces.
What's your favourite sandwich?
Apple and Mars bar.
Apple and Mars bar. What type of bread?
With white bread.
White bread.
No, it's Mars bar and apple, not apple and apple.
Don't you start that. What's your favourite sandwich?
Well, I really try it. Oh, baguette.
With what inside?
Butter.
Just butter sandwich.
A butter block.
A butter block.
Oh, I just like.
Oh wait, no, a baguette with nothing in it. I don't know why I like that. It was just tasty.
A dry baguette.
Weird. Me, I like sausage and egg sandwiches.
What type of sausage?
What type of sausage?
Sauce.
Pork sauce.
Pork. And then like chili sauce, mayo, mustard.
Pork sausages, cooked, chopped up.
What type of scrambled eggs?
Boiled egg, and then mixed up with a wee bit of mayo and a wee bit of pepper.
Wait, for the egg.
Brown bread. Brown wholemeal bread.
Do you slice egg?
No, you mash it up with some...
So basically a scrambled egg.
Yes. Also, if you'd like us just to do a sandwich podcast, we'll do that as well. We'll do live...
we can do that the next time. Like the next series, we do sandwiches.
Or if you've got your favourite Q superhero, there are other Q superheroes. Quicksilver.
Or you can tell us...
The Question.
Or you can tell us your weirdest sandwich filling you've ever eaten.
Yeah, that sandwich filling that you like, but you know if you mentioned it in polite company, people would just look at you.
Like apple and Mars bar.
That's perfectly normal here. Here it is not.
It's just like, what?
That's because they're not indoctrinated like tray bakes over here or crisp sandwiches.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
to be honest, I only
top hats.
Top hats.
I only ever had like Quaver crisp sandwiches.
If you would like to contact us with any of that information or just to say hi, you can contact us on email at
mymarksmess@gmail.com.
on Twitter,
At Marksmess Podcast @T.
on the webpage marksmesspodcast.blogspot.com or on the Facebook page.
Marksmess Podcast.
Thanks to Josh Woodward of joshwoodward.com for the title music, and all characters that we talked about aren't ours, but they belong to someone else, and we're just doing this for entertainment purposes.
For randomness.
Yes.
Daddy can get it out of his system.
I can get it out of my system. And the next month, the letter will be...
R.
R.
I got it before you.
R. You weren't even trying. Yeah, sure. What are we going to do for R?
Ridiculous costumes.
Yeah.
Oh, we could very easily do that. Looking at Quasar, we could have already started. Right, so cheerio, and thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you next month.
They don't know what Cheerio means.
They do, it's a cereal.
Bye.
Cornflakes.
Cheerio.
Cornflakes.
Cheerio equals bye.